I have made a lot of extra money with my side business since I got my IA. Now, how's it going, everyone? Bryce, your favorite A&P IA in here. I'm continuing my series on is getting your IA worth it. So I've been in aviation, general aviation now for about 10 years. I've been teaching at a Part 147 school for the past 5 years, and I am an IA. So in the last video, I kind of talked about this. What is an IA? Well, it stands for Inspection Authorization. So after you've been an airframe and power plant mechanic or an A&P certified mechanic for 3 years, you will be eligible to test for your inspection authorization, which gives you the privileges to sign off annual inspections and major alterations and repairs, as well as some other things. So is it worth it? Well, they did not endorse the channel, but I went to Baker's School of Aeronautics. I'm going to give you a backstory on how I got my IA. I was a general aviation mechanic for about 3.5 years, and I decided that I was going to go ahead and get my IA. At the time, I think I was 23. Yes, I was. I was 23 because I got it just before I turned 24. But I was 23 years old, and I went to Baker School of Aeronautics. They are not sponsoring this video or this channel. I'm just telling you where I went. I went to Baker School of Aeronautics in Tennessee, and I did their 5-day IA program. The test was included. They had a nice little list of hotels, and I got a hotel out there. I drove from San Antonio, Texas to Lebanon, Tennessee in my Silverado. It was a great time. And all in all, I want to say it cost me about $900. And this was back in 2018. So it's been, 2019. It's obviously been a few years since then. They may have gone up, I don't know. But, was that worth it to me? Well, since then, I worked at a company, and I'll be honest, I was not making very good money, but I did get a $4 an hour pay raise when I got my IA. So right off the bat, just in having my IA, I'm already making more money. Well, then when I wanted to leave and I wanted to find another job that paid more, my IA really benefited me because I was able to apply for inspector jobs at like Standard Aero working on turbine engines and Boeing, and I was considered for those jobs, even though I didn't have any wide body experience or jet engine experience. I was considered for those jobs because I had an IA and I'd already had an inspection background for the 2 years before that I had been an IA. Also, another thing to look at is I have made a lot of extra money with my side business since I got my IA. Now, if you've been watching the channel, I appreciate your views, but you've probably seen some of my other videos where I'm out at the airport working on the Cessna 172 or the Bonanza. This weekend I'm going to work on a 210. Hopefully my new GoPro comes in by then. Right now I'm filming on the iPad, but once my new GoPro comes in, I'd like to film that and show you all my process of how I do an annual inspection. But it's been worth it for my side business as a nice little supplemental income. Now, I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that I make $50,000 a year as an IA. I just don't. I do it as a side business, and I keep enough clients that I can stay current on my IA. And these are good people, good friends that I know and that I trust. I know their airplanes very well, and I do their annuals and things as a favor. Now, when I say a favor, obviously I charge money. So the cheapest annual right now, I've had to go up on my rates because of inflation and everything else. I just can't afford to go out to somebody's hangar and do an annual. But the cheapest annual is, for me, $1,000. And they go up from there depending on, how many options your airplane has. Is it constant speed? Is it high performance? Is it retractable? And I'll do a whole video on cost of ownership from a maintenance perspective and how much maintenance will cost you depending on what kind of airplane you get. But I do typically between 4 and 5 annuals a year, and like this year, again, I've been filming the 172. Occasionally, I'm lucky enough to get a larger project, which is somebody restoring an airplane or putting an airplane back together that I helped them with. So in my side business over the years, I've been able to make an extra, $5,000 to $6,000 a year, which isn't a lot. It's about $500 a month, which pays for my tool calibration. It keeps my IA current, and it keeps it at a point where I can still not really brag, but when I go to the school, I can brag about being an IA. Some other reasons I'll give you: there are a lot of doors and opportunities that will open for you once you have an IA because it shows commitment. The test is just a written test, but it is very difficult. I think 80% of people don't finish, and like 90% of people fail their first attempt. I did very well my first attempt, and that's no credit to me. That is because of Baker Schools of Aeronautics and their program. And there's other programs out there all around the nation. You don't have to go to them. But that will open opportunities for you to get better jobs, to get pay raises, to possibly move to larger companies. And having that IA shows that you are dedicated enough and responsible enough to get it, because there is some liability that comes along with having an IA. I mean, you are taking full responsibility for the aircraft every single year. And this is kind of a weird way of phrasing it, but even the sins of the father. If somebody did something to the airplane that was unairworthy before the annual and you miss it on the annual, and then that causes the aircraft to crash, it doesn't matter that somebody else did that repair. You should have noticed it during the annual and notified the owner and fixed it. And ultimately that can cause you to be in a little bit of a situation as far as investigations go. Now, I've been very fortunate. I haven't had any of those kinds of issues. I have had aircraft go down after annual, but it was pilot error, and it's a gut-wrenching feeling, but it's still not so terrible that I wouldn't be an IA. I enjoy being an IA. I enjoy being able to help people with their aircraft, and I enjoy being the person that people call and ask for advice and for information, because they know they can trust me. They know that I've got the knowledge. I've been doing this for quite a few years, and I'm pretty good at it. I'm never going to claim to be the best aircraft mechanic. I'm a good aircraft mechanic, and I'm honest. And I think that if you want to get your IA, it's well worth it. And there are not enough young people doing it. When I go to IA conferences, it is scary. There's a lot of guys in the room. The average age is probably like 70, 75, maybe not that old, but there's a lot of guys that have retired and are just keeping it current. And at most IA conferences I've gone to, I'm the youngest, actually at all of them, I'm the youngest guy. And when I first got my IA, I was 23. I'm not 23 anymore. I'm about to turn 29, so I've had it for a few years. But even still, at almost 30 years old, I'm still the youngest guy in the room, and the other guys that are IAs are 40 plus, So there's not enough young people getting it, which means I think there's going to be a lot of demand for it in the future, especially with general aviation, and there may be more opportunity there to make more money. So I do want to continue my video series on this and talking about IAs. Stick with me for these next couple of videos. Like I said, my GoPro, if you watched my last video, it fell on the microphone jack while I was doing some work on that Bonanza, and it broke the microphone jack and charging port, so I had to get a new one. So the new one is not here yet, but when it does come in, hopefully the audio quality and video quality will be a little better, and I can put a little bit more effort into editing, just because it's easier to do that on the GoPro than it is on the iPad. But as always, if you're enjoying the videos, like, comment, subscribe. We're almost to 1,000 subscribers. Once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I would like to do a giveaway for the channel, so stick around for that. I got to look more into legalities and what I can and can't do. My wife lost her job recently, so I don't have a whole lot of extra money, and the channel's not making money yet, so it's not going to be anything crazy. But I'd like to do a giveaway or something when I hit 1,000 subscribers, and then periodically every 5 to 6 months, I'd like to do a giveaway, maybe pay for somebody's test, pay for books, give gift cards for like Aircraft Tool Supply or Aircraft Spruce so people can buy tools or materials or whatever it is they need. But I do appreciate all of you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Be easy.